Video games have come so far over the past 50 years. We've got those massive open worlds that take hundreds of hours to finish, incredible indie gems made by the smallest of teams. Somewhere in there are some realistic military simulators, and those surreal fever dreams that are hard to explain, even if you've experienced them for yourself. There's something for every kind of person, and occasionally you'll stumble across a game so good that it changes the way you think about life itself. Most importantly though, there's that one called Little Britain the video game. Take it from me, that's the greatest one of them all. The best part is that thanks to the internet, we've now got unlimited access to all of them, in any place, at any time, playable on any system. We can do it all, which on one hand is genuinely wonderful, but it also gives me an existential crisis when I realise that I'm never going to get to play them all. And if you're anything like me, the problem is that you're constantly bombarded with new games, new reviews, new top 100 lists. Before you know it, there's a new console in your house too, and you've hardly played anything, all while picking up every humble bundle and sale that you possibly can. There's new and exciting games everywhere, and it's this constant unending cycle of what's next that stops us from being able to pause and take in what we have, and what's actually worth playing. We are too overwhelmed to sit back, relax and enjoy. That's where this channel comes in. Here's my plan. I'm going to go back in time and work my way forward, system by system, computer by computer, and establish a tight and manageable list of games. You could think of it like a new video game canon or a critical path through gaming history. Most importantly, there'll be no nostalgia included. No games will make it into this canon just because. Instead, they'll all be tested against a set of rules and expected to meet modern standards, so while there'll definitely be some titles that you'd expect to see, there'll be plenty of hidden gems too. I'll avoid questions like, is this iconic or is this influential, and stick to, is this actually worth playing today? My goal with this is to present a collection of games that are both approachable and fun, while covering a wide range of genres. That way, no matter if you're new to gaming and curious about retro games, or an old school gamer interested in the latest releases, you'll have a good starting point to find something worth playing. To keep things fluffless, each system will have a limited number of spaces for potential games. The amount will depend on the system, but the idea is that there'll always be just enough to represent the era without going overboard. That should keep the choice paralysis low, while forcing us to make tough decisions on which games deserve to stay and which have to go. Titles that would seem obvious on every other list won't necessarily make the cut here, but every slot will instead be filled with something unique and inventive. To be more specific, each list will be split into two parts, and each will follow their own set of criteria. I've been calling them the essentials and the experimentals, but maybe there's a better name out there for them. If you've got any ideas, I'd love to know. Anyway, the essentials list will be the select few classics that you'd expect, along with hopefully a few surprises too. For a game to become an essential, each one has to hold up, not just for their time, but right now as well. This means they need to be both enjoyable across the board, as well as have as little friction as possible. They've also got to be high quality, no jankiness allowed. And every game has to bring something different to the table. If two titles are doing the same thing, one of them must go. That's about it for the essentials. However, the experimentals can be a bit more loose and unpredictable. For starters, these games must be ambitious by going all in on unusual ideas, unique settings, or complex systems. We are looking for those more avant-garde releases. And of course, they must still be great games, enjoyable, engaging, and ultimately successful in their pursuits. However, unlike with the essentials, an experimental can be lacking a bit of polish as long as it doesn't drag down the experience. My hope with this combo is that putting both of these halves together will create a well-rounded and fascinating alternative to your typical predictable slop, a mix of the strange and the stone cold, like building a new universe where the craziest developers won. The last thing you need to know is that I'd like this to be a community project. That way, if you think I'm crazy for including a certain game and can make a good argument for something else, you can change it. Or maybe you think the rules need some work, or you've even got an interesting idea for how the community can help out. Whatever it is, as long as you follow the guidelines, I'd love for you to get involved. If you're wondering, I'll be starting with the Nintendo Entertainment System. It's a console that had no rules for how a game should be made, and it also had a lot of big dreams. A lot of those games miss the mark, especially today, but some hold up surprisingly well, or do something different that's never been attempted since. If you're curious what games I'm talking about, I've uploaded the first version of the NES list alongside this video, so if you're watching this soon after it came out, then now's the perfect opportunity to get involved right at the start. I'd love to know what you think of my picks, if there's anything you would change, and which you'd start with if you decide to play them. Beginning tomorrow, my plan is to start streaming them, until we've all decided that it's definitive and time to move on to whatever system's next. From that point onwards, I'd like to do everything over stream, playing the games first before making another list. So come and say hi if that sounds like fun. For the rest of you from the future, come and see how far we've gotten. In the end, I hope this project will not only offer an interesting place for people to start with each system, but also a place for those forgotten gems to shine through. So yeah, let's discover some great games together. I think it'll be fun. Welcome to Respec The Meta, and I hope to see you around.